This past week, the Phillies, as well as the entire Delaware Valley, bid farewell to former Major League umpire Eric Gregg. He died Monday after suffering a massive stroke. Hundreds attending his viewing on Thursday, as well as a funeral service on Friday. Well, as evidenced by the turnout remembering Eric Gregg, the Philadelphia umpire was a lovable character. Remembering him was much more than remembering his efforts on the field. It was more about the unique character. Well, we look back now on the life and times of a Philadelphia favorite.
Hey, there's my father. The first time my father came to a game, I can't believe it. He's right there.
Where at?
My father waved it. He's never been to a game in his life. He's never been to a game in his life. I can't believe it. Oh, boy, I can't believe it.
At just 23 years of age, Eric Gregg, the pride of West Philadelphia, broke into the major leagues.
I'm from the hood. I know where the hood's from. West Philly, it was tough. We had no dreams. We lived day to day, and that was it. The word college never came up. We just worked every day to try to make it.
Okay, go see the ball. You see it? I don't even see it. Home run, touch him all.
I came to the big leagues in '75, man. My first game was in September 28th, 1975. You know, walking on the field, and Pete Rose put the lineup cards out, and I'm there with a kid named Billy Champion, I think his name was. Played with the Phillies and then went to San Diego. And he said, "Welcome to the big leagues." And Pete Rose said, "Welcome to the big leagues." I said, "How are you, Mr. Rose?"
From Mr. Rose to Mr. Schmidt, Gregg has had quite a history with the Phillies.
1980, when Dallas Green was the manager, you know, he would jump on the umpires. He was very towering. And
I know it was low. Might have been away.
we're working a Sunday afternoon game, and I had bang bang plays at first base all day. And I called Boa out at first. Then finally I called Trio out at first, and he started yelling. And now he came up and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" He said, listen, rerun, bear down. I said, "Don't you ever come to rerun again." He said, "How about Fat Albert?" I said, "You call me that, you're out of here." Bottom of the ninth. They're behind by 2 runs. A slow hopper by Luzinski. They bobble the ball, bang, bang, play. I call him out. I don't hear words. I walk in the end of the inning. I walk in back in the outfield, and all of a sudden I hear somebody yell, "Hey, hey, hey!" I said, "Boom, you're out of here."
He was a great guy, a very good umpire, but knew when he made a mistake, and yet was in charge of the game, would allow you to voice your opinion, and I did it very loudly many times. He would eventually finally say, "Dallas, that's enough."
Gregg was also behind the plate for Terry Mulholland's no-hitter back in 1990.
Line drive, Hayes got it! Charlie Hayes spears the ball and the dugout empties for Terry Mulholland.
His relationship with the Phillies extended beyond the team.
People don't know it, but I made the Philly Fanatics famous. I was the first umpire ever danced with him. They asked me how come I was the first umpire to dance with the Philly Fanatic. I said, "I'm the only umpire that can dance."
He would pick out the songs, what he'd like to hear, and the Fanatic would oblige, and they'd go out there right behind second base or third base and dance a little bit. And it was really kind of great.
Eric Gregg was laid to rest on Friday morning. He'll be remembered for his presence on the diamond, but more so for his ever-present smile and a one-of-a-kind sense of humor.
You could be having the worst day in your life, and you ran into Eric Gregg, and you went away, and you felt good. You had a smile on your face. He just had that incredible gift of making everybody forget about their troubles and lifting their spirits and just making you feel good.
You go through life and you have a situation where you walk into a room and there's people you want to go talk to, and there's people that you'd probably slide a little left on. And for all of us, Eric was one that you wanted to gravitate to, and because you knew he'd bring joy to our lives.
When we get up in the morning, you know, I was staring at the ceiling this morning and said, "You know what, I don't have a father anymore." But what I do have and what my family has is tons of memories. And, you know, everyone who's here is helping us relive those, and that's what really makes it important.
Welcome to Citizens Bank Park for tonight's memorial tribute celebrating the life of Johnny Callison. I remember games at Connie Mack Stadium, we didn't have this many people in the stands, so it's great to see this turnout. On behalf of the Callison family seated up front, thank you so very much for being here tonight. The family very much appreciates the love and the support they have received the last week from so many people. The Phillies are a family, no matter if you're in the front office, you're a current player, or alumni member. I remember getting a letter from a mother and father who had a blind daughter that wanted to meet Johnny Callison. And I thought, this is the thing to do. So I said something to Johnny. He's kind of a reserved back guy, and he said, okay, well, let's do it. So I brought the family to the dugout, the third base dugout at Connie Mack Stadium, and the young lady reached out and shook his hand, and then she took her hand and went up like this, feeling his face so she could have an idea what he might look like. I'm sitting there, and tears are coming down my eyes. I look over at Johnny. There's some water in his eyes, too. And then she stood up and says, "You're my favorite player." And Johnny gave her a big hug. As it turns out, there were a lot of young ladies in his life that he hugged. They're all sitting here, 3 daughters, 8 granddaughters. So it was an experience. Johnny may be gone, but our memory of him will last forever. He's up in heaven right now. No pain. There's peace and quiet, except I heard today at lunchtime, he and Gene Mock and Richie Ashburn and Eric Gregg were having a discussion over the strike zone. And you know what Whitey and players are like, and Gene Mock didn't like umpires, so they got a little bit heated up there. But we'll always remember Johnny here at the Phillies and here at Citizens Bank Park. For those of you who have been here, you'll remember, or you may be aware, if not, out in Ashburn Alley, Johnny's part of our All-Star Walk, our Wall of Fame, and the Memory Lane, because he was an outstanding player with us.
I think that's what I want to tell Johnny now. I learned, obviously, to watch him play, and I learned from that how good he really was as a baseball player. And I respected the fact that he played the game with his heart and soul. He loved the game of baseball, and he played it hard and tough. And I respected that a great deal because that's the kind of guy I was, and I knew that's the way Johnny was. The times we had together will never be forgotten. But I want to tell Johnny, I wish I could tell him face to face, but I want to tell him that I did respect him a great deal as a baseball player. But more than that, I respected him for the friendship that we did have when we were young.
If Johnny was here tonight, he would say nothing. And that's the truth. I mean, he on the field, he was the best player you could have on the field. We only had 2 regular players that year. Richie Allen, for you guys, it's Dick Allen, but for me, it's Richie Allen, and Johnny Callison, and they were the guys that carried the load for us. Johnny was just a great player to begin with. Hit, throw, run, field, did everything you could want. I wish Johnny was here to enjoy all these people. I know he would say nothing, but he would be admired by everybody here.
John was a terrific player, and these guys said it all, and they're exactly my sentiments. He was a terrific ball player in a time when we had outfielders like Mays and Mantle and Aaron. John led the outfielders, as you know, with putouts, assists. And along with that, he knew how to play that game as a player and a true friend. I'm awfully glad that God let our lives cross in the mix, as well as the rest of them that are here. So with that, the entire team of 64 and all the Phillies organization from top to bottom, and especially from the Allen family, I'd just like to say thank you, Johnny, and we're going to miss you. We're going to miss you.
Yeah, it's a nice little loaner car. It does the job, gets you to and fro. A little giddy up. A little bit of hip hop, a little bit of reggae. 2006 Ford Mustang, it's a Steve Saleen edition. They make about 1,500 of them a year. I was never a Ford guy, but my brother-in-laws were. And so they said, hey, I want you to test drive the Saleen that's coming out. It's really nice. I test drove it and I fell in love with it right away. I had to have it. Just the sound of the Mustang is something you'll never forget, you know. Nobody around. Neighbors are 2 acres away.
It's a 2005 F-250 crew cab, power stroke diesel, and I put an 8.5-inch lift on it, 37-inch tires and 20-inch wheels. Then I put some motor modifications on it too.
End up changing my Hummer on this Mini. Obviously I went from one extreme to the other, but I absolutely love this car. It's fast. I think it only weighs 1,000 pounds, and it's good. It gets me in and out of traffic when I'm in the jam, and it brings me to where I want to go.
Every spring means a new baseball season. That means new hopes. It's my 36th year with the Phillies. I still enjoy it. I still look forward every night to coming to the ballpark.
Kind of been in the suburbs my whole life. I always wanted to live in the city, and so I just made the move. Decided to move down here, and now I'm in the hood. It's a beautiful place. Convenient is the best thing about it.
Missy, she drives me in just about every day. It's kind of like a regular routine. We live in Haddonfield, New Jersey. Very pretty over here. It's kind of quiet, like a family community. It seems like a lot of people live here. They kin to each other, and you know, it's easy to get around in. It's easy to get to the ballpark.
Center City. Yeah, the last 2 years I've lived downtown. It's a good time. There's a lot of things to do. Keeps you busy. You never get too bored.
It's country out here, by the way. I live out here with the deer and fox and, you know, some skunk every once in a while.
I think I probably have one of the shortest commutes to the ballpark. Staying right over here off of Delaware Ave. Just get a nice little spot. It's nice, man. It's nice. You get the view of the stadiums, and you know, you can look over into Jersey and everything like that, and you got everything right around, and it's a straight shot to the ballpark. So
This is away from the city, but everything is close to you, so it's always good. Because I'm kind of a laid-back guy. I don't like too much noise and stuff like that. But it's always good to have the stores next to you.
I really like to live, you know, close to where I work. I don't, in case I have to get to the stadium early, you know, I don't want to have to fight traffic from the suburbs. And I enjoy, you know, downtown. If we do get a day off once in a while, might go to a movie, go to a play, restaurant downtown. So it's very convenient for me, and location is quite important.
It's the first time I've ever been in New Jersey. I've had lots of friends playing baseball from New Jersey, but I've never actually been in New Jersey.
I played in Wilmington, Delaware my first full season, so I got to make a trip to, actually my wife and I made a trip to Atlantic City.
But this is a nice area. It's perfect for us because it's kind of like, it's kind of suburban a little bit. It's outside the city. You got a mall and all the restaurants you could possibly need. This is a good area in New Jersey over here.
Got a little mall down the street here that it isn't much, but I get my dry cleaning done there. Best mall known to Plymouth Meeting. It just happens to be the only mall in Plymouth Meeting.
If it wasn't for a navigation system, I'd probably be dead now, because I have absolutely no sense of direction. So for me to go anywhere, especially on these rehab assignments when I go to Reading, Lakewood, and all that stuff. I've been to Reading 3 times, 4 times, and I still have no idea how to get there, so.
I used to think this is the worst expressway. I mean, I've grown up in California and I've obviously been through a lot of traffic and a lot of freeways. We don't have many 2-lane highways all the way to the city. They're usually blocked up 5 or 6 lanes with bridges and woods on both sides. It looks like 76 is stuck for 2 lanes forever.
36 years of using the Schuylkill Expressway to commute to First Veterans Stadium, and now for the last 3 years, Citizens Bank Park. We in Philadelphia complain about traffic, but when you see it in other cities, it's relatively manageable here, I guess is the right term.
I never understood why they make the speed limit up here 55 on 95, and you go further down south and you got 70, 75. I don't know.
Figured I don't do much speeding because I know I stick out like a sore thumb, so.
There's no Sunday cruising with me. I got one speed, and that's fast. Me and my fast are real good friends.
Never thought about it before, but I wonder why they call it the Blue Route. We ought to change that. No, we have to paint the town red. Maybe we ought to change it to the Red Route.
Why is it called the Blue Route? Maybe it's called the Blue Route because of the traffic makes you blue.
Where are they going?
Home?
No, Friday. We're Friday.
Oh, yeah, the shore.
Tell you what, yeah, we gotta get something going on with these roads, though. I'm taking some of these potholes and stuff out of here. And, I mean, I blew my tire out last year, one of these potholes.
Kind of change it up a little bit. I'll walk some days. I live down near 8th and Walnut, and I'll walk some days. Other days like today, because the weather's going to be bad. I originally was going to take public transit, but because of the weather, I decided to drive.
Yeah, I've had a number of people ask me if I brought the weather with me, and I don't mind this weather. I surely didn't mind it in Seattle because we had a roof.
I love it here. I love the people. That's one thing about being down in the city too. The people are unbelievable. See, now the problem is I'm lost. Excuse me. Do you know how to get to Citizens Bank Park? You tell me how to get to Citizens Bank Park. You tell me how to get to Citizens Bank Park.
And I look at Philadelphia, I think it's fantastic. Kind of gets me ready for the day.
Every time I cross in this bridge, and I over this bridge, and I can see the stadium from here, I get excited, I get pumped up, because coming to the stadium is fun.
It's like it's Sunday having a barbecue. And this is close.
I'm going to off at Packer Avenue. Don't take the sports complex.
Well, here we are at Citizens Bank Park. Thanks for driving in with me, everybody.
Oregon Avenue?
Go to Front Street. You'll see Front Street.
Right.
Make a right, you go to the end, you'll see Sports Complex. Go right underneath the wall with the bridge. Slide right down there and Packer Ave.
Great, thank you. Appreciate it. I'll see if Delaware Ave's ever backed up. Now I know how to go this way, maybe, kind of.
I mean, it's a great place to play. It's electric. When you get the right atmosphere in here, it's crazy. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, amazing that you got the 3 complexes right there. Not too many cities have that. Citizens Bank and Lincoln Financial, and then you got Wachovia. I mean, what other city has 3 of their main sporting events in the same? What up, buddy? You? Say hi to Sunday Drive.
There you go.
2006 has been one heck of a ride, and thanks for coming with us. J. Rowe, peace out.
In this corner, weighing in at 190 pounds, the Manhattan Manhandler. He's the Great White Dope. Put your hands together for Gary. In the other corner, weighing a svelte 327 pounds, the Philly Fanatic.
All right, I think the Phillies have opened a school that will never close. What a start for Baseball 101 for women. The school bell rang on Tuesday before a packed house of ladies. And if this year is any indication, expect this event to just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sign her up. Nice job. Very nice. Okay? All righty.
The interaction was a definite hit for the women in attendance, whether it was embarrassing Phillies batting coach Milt Thompson during hitting lessons.
Take a deep breath. Don't, it's just relax. And then
wiggle your butt.
No.
Yeah, that's the best part of watching the guys play.
Listen, I am mic'd up, so please behave yourself. Okay?
I have the best view.
Okay.
Or getting throwing lessons from Phillies bench coach Gary Varsho.
But but the rotation was right.
Okay.
It was all white, all right? So
Or even base running tips from first base coach Mark Bombard.
You don't want to run yourself into outs.
This event had a little something for everybody.
It's just an incredible treat what they've done for ladies to be able to come and do something like this, and I would come every year if they do it again.
But you are basically on an island by yourself.
Emily, you brought your own souvenir. Show us what happened here.
I slid into home plate.
Were you safe?
I was, and then they all mauled me, which is pretty cool.
Some other cool things included a baseball fashion show hosted by Phillies equipment manager Frank Koppenbarger.
This pair belongs to David DeLucci, one of our outfielders.
And a question and answer session with two of Philadelphia's most prominent female media members, Leslie Goodell of Comcast Sportsnet and Dana Panette O'Neill of the Philadelphia Daily News.
When you interview that person, do you get excited?
But Phillies center fielder Aaron Rowand stole the show.
Hello. Yes, I did get to go and meet Oprah.
And finally, guess who showed up? That's right, the Philly Fanatic to put a capper on the day.
She wants a lap dance from the Fanatic.
When all was said and done, it was a day these ladies will not soon forget.
There you go. Is that simple? Good job.
What's your experience been like in the first women's clinic?
It's a chance of a lifetime. It was awesome. I got it for my 26th birthday from my mom. She's here as well. And to be on the field where I watch games every summer, to be coached by the coaches that coach those players every summer is unbelievable. And be able to share this with my mom and my cousin and the rest of these women around here, It was amazing.
It was absolutely wonderful. We went to the batting cages, we got to run the bases, we were able to go to the bullpen. We even heard the phone ring. We were all hoping, oh, maybe it's my turn to warm up, but it was wonderful, every part of it.
Sure.
Saute those onions, baby. Grill up the meat. Cheese whiz or provolone. Turn up the heat. A soft or hard roll, and you're ready to eat a Philly cheesesteak. Philly cheesesteak. I know you heard about it. One thing's for sure. Once you have had one, you'll be back here for more. It's one of the attractions we're famous for in Philly. Cheesesteaks, Philly cheesesteaks. We signed the Declaration, we started up the nation, we got the Liberty Bell. So you can have the freedom, and when you wanna eat them, here's where we make them so well. Fanatic says that it's the one he loves most. No sandwich anywhere can even come close. That's why he left his home in Galapagos for Philly cheesesteaks, Philly cheesesteaks. Benziero's flag of freedom, steps of the art museum, the place that Rocky calls home. And right there in contention with Ben Franklin's best invention is a sandwich we call our own. It's Pat's and Gino's, baby, Chicky and Pete's. It's Jim's on South Street in the Northeast at Steve's. The Line and Tony Luke's is there to receive a Philly cheesesteak, Philly cheesesteak.
For all the kids around the world who play baseball, the dream for all of them is to one day make it to the big leagues. Yet for the millions who play the game, only a few hundred will make it all the way. So what are the odds that two youngsters from the same West Coast neighborhood would both grow up to be National League East opponents and perennial all-stars? Behind the Pinstripes recently caught up with these two old friends as they reminisced about their hometown, their personal rivalry, and their first encounter, which took place on a battlefield other than a baseball diamond.
That I remember the first time he came up to the basketball court. Little dude standing about 2 feet tall with a basketball about big as he was at the time. And he was just chilling. I was about, I don't know, maybe about 6th, maybe 7th grade or so. Mm-hmm. And he would just come up there, real young dude, just come up there with the basketball, just dribbling and just waiting for somebody to pick him up. Waiting my turn, you know what I mean? That's all he could do. That's all he could do, because, it's kind of like a passage of rights. We had to do the same thing. And then one day, I think we all knew he had winners, but it was like, well, we want to see if little dude had courage. The game over, and we looking around like, who got next? Lil D. That's all it was.
This is for bragging rights. Jimmy Rollins and Dontrell Willis, buddies from back in the Oakland area.
Both went to the same high school in Alameda, California.
Just to see him going to Oakland Coliseum, hitting 3-hole pitches out at Oakland Coliseum as a high schooler, you would think he was bigger than what he was, what he is. You would think he was 6'4", you think he was 6'4", but his character, good to everybody, just like he is here, Everyone comes up to me and talking about how nice he is. I already know how nice he is, But except from the basketball court, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's like I said, man, he's still one of the most sincere people I've ever met in my life, and I always have a great deal of respect for him.
2-2 the count to J-Roll.
Well, I don't call him J-Roll. That's his government name. That's his government name.
So far, Don Prell has had the better of his fellow Alameda, California guy, Jimmy Rollins. J-Roll hitting just 194 against Willis Lifetime.
I go home and kids telling me, you can't hit down trail.
See,
huh?
And he gonna go 5-5 off.
I watched the game. I watched the game. He struck you out twice.
There's a drive into right field, pretty well hit.
Crazy. It's crazy because if he said, it's not even. I don't even have to go back home for it to be crazy. If he gets hits off me, everybody knows it. You know what I mean? If he gets hits off me, everybody knows it. And I shouldn't think about it, but when he gets a hit off me in the game, I'm like, God, I'm gonna have that phone call. I'm like, God, I'm gonna have that phone call.
Same way.
And lately, he's been having good success. So I'm just like, man, he hitting me all over the field. I'm just like, oh man, my mama gonna talk about me like a dog. You know, I go to the mall here and I'm seeing little kids with Rollins t-shirts on and little jerseys. I saw a little baby jersey with Rollins. It can barely even fit the Rollins around it. You know what I mean? But it's good to see that they embrace him how we embrace him back home.
A lot of things we do are similar, just, personable people. We smile, we enjoy playing the game, and that's just how we was raised. We have great parents.
Yeah, I try to go after him. I have fun going after him, man, and I just like have fun competing, and whatever happens, happens. I'm a guy that always takes that approach, whoever I'm facing. But it's just sooner or later, I just have a feeling he just gonna hit a home run off me. He just gonna take 10 minutes to run around these bases, and I swear, I'm just dreading the day. You know what I mean? It's not even, so much winning or losing. It's just because we're in the same division, we're gonna face each other, so many times, and hopefully we both have long careers. And I know it's gonna be one time where he's just gonna hit a home run off. It might destroy my career. But it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun.
And while we're talking campaigns, the Phillies are involved in a number of very important ones involving worthwhile charities. Today, we're going to let you know about the team's association with the Hero campaign. It's just the beginning of this inspirational story. In its short history, Citizens Bank Park has proven to be a wonderful gathering place for the whole Delaware Valley. It's a place where fans, both young and old, people from all walks of life, can find common ground. This is the story of two families devastated by a similar tragedy who met at a ball game. A story about how Phillies baseball has helped to ease their pain.
I'm a huge Phillies fan. I'm here all the time. You can see me baking out in the sun in section 210. I'm a C4 complete quadriplegic due from a drinking and driving accident. And I left my car at the party. Went with a driver who said he wasn't drinking and made it 2 blocks away, and the car flipped over and hit a tree. Driver got out and ran. They called him 2 blocks away, and he was double the limit, .20.
Our son, Navy Ensign John Elliott, graduated from the Naval Academy in May of 2000 and was driving home for my wife, his mother's birthday in July, and he was hit and killed by a drunk driver. And of course, it was devastating news to have police officers come to your door at 4 in the morning, what they call every parent's nightmare, and hear that our son was gone. One of the top graduates of the Naval Academy, named Hero of the Year by his fellow midshipmen, heading to flight school, looking forward to serving his country, gone in an instant.
I called John's Voice because one day I woke up in the Ingles house, which is a wheelchair community, which is like a nursing facility. And I woke up and I realized I still had a mind, I still had a voice, and I still had a lot to offer. And a tragic incident happened, but I could make a positive out of a negative and go around, spread my word, and that's how it developed to be John's Voice.
So we decided that rather than curse the darkness, we would try to do something positive in our son's memory to help make sure this tragedy didn't have to happen to other people. And we created something we called the Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers to promote designated driving to prevent drunk driving tragedies. The Phillies are the first Major League Baseball team to embrace the Hero Campaign and adopt it. We're thrilled to be partners with the Phillies. We think it's going to be a model for every team in the league eventually and Major League Baseball. It basically asks people who come to the park and know they're drinking or going to be drinking alcoholic beverages to bring someone along with them that will be sober. And in return, if they sign up, they'll get a free soft drink or a free bottled water courtesy of the Phillies.
The reason why we like the Hero Campaign is because it's not an anti-drinking program, it's a designated driver program. So what we're promoting is that you can still have a good time with your friends here at the ballpark, and that could include alcohol. But if it does include alcohol, that the awareness of being a designated driver should hopefully stop you from driving while impaired.
Now, what I do is I travel to the high schools, universities, juvenile courts to promote awareness at their choices and behaviors affect their future. If I can help touch or motivate one life, it would be all worth it to me.
My name is Darlene, and I'm John's mother, and I'd just like to tell all the people out there that life is so very precious, and John's been through lots of trials and tribulations, and he's still holding his own, and he's still being strong, and he goes out there on a daily basis and talks to the kids. I am very proud of my son. He's my inspiration. He's my hero.
We're really proud to have met John. He's really inspiring to us. I think he and our son John would have been great friends. They would have gotten along great. So when we see him, we think of our son, what he meant to us and what he still means to us. And I think, this is going to be a great way to convey a message to the public that we think the public's really going to respond to, and that is, let's keep each other safe. It's really helping each other. That's what this is about. We think we can have a real impact on reducing the number of drunk driving tragedies, and we think the Phillies are really going to make a big difference in helping us. So thank you.
For more information, you can check out the Hero Campaign's website. You can see it there at the bottom of your screen, www.herocampaign, that's all one word, .org. Almost 20 years ago, Dallas Green, then a scout with the Phillies, noticed a player from the Dominican Republic who was considering a baseball scholarship at the University of Texas. Green offered this young man, named Danny Martinez, a chance to play in the Phillies organization. As it turned out, Danny's dream ended in the minor leagues after he suffered a knee injury. But now, Danny Martinez is back with the ball club, this time in the broadcast booth, where he's developed into one of the most popular voices here and back in his homeland. For decades, Phillies fans have been spoiled by one of the game's defining voices.
It is way out of here. Into the Braves bullpen, number 51.
But in a booth next to Harry Kalas, another voice is approaching stardom in a different manner.
Not only was he a quality broadcaster, but he's an ex-Philly farmhand. And that to me was like a marriage made in heaven, and it's worked out really well. You should see his acceptance in the Latino community here. I mean, that kid walking through the streets of Camden or North Philly, people absolutely have gravitated to Danny.
Some of the fans are already starting to recognize us being part of the Phillies, the Spanish broadcaster. They are hungry for having Spanish. A lot of our fans put the TV on when they watch Harry Kalas and the guys, and they turn down the volume, they put the radio on.
Danny Martinez and Bill Kulick are in their second year broadcasting Phillies games in Spanish. Through the internet and MLB.com, their voices are heard from Philadelphia all the way to the Dominican Republic.
It is like a bunch of guys getting together in the Dominican. They can hear it online. And they've been telling me, that they can follow the Phillies games when they're not in TV down there. So they've been following. Danny is like the voice of the Phillies down there in the Dominican.
I'd say 4 or 5 of the best 10 players right now descend from Latin America. So I think we're in the right market. I think that in the future, not only on radio, but eventually this is going to become like on TV.
Batea profundo por el callejón derecho. La pelota está. No regresa.
To listen to a game, even if you don't speak the language, to listen to Danny do a game is exciting. Because, I mean, he's got all the highs and lows. Spanish is a very passionate language, and Danny definitely brings that energy to the radio.
How about his excitement level? We've heard a couple of his home run calls.
Oh, yeah. He's out there. You know what I mean? I don't know how to describe it in English, but in Spanish it's very fun. It's very funny, yeah.
Give me your Danny Martinez impression in Espanol of a Ryan Howard home run.
Hay un batazo grande, balando la cerca. La bola se va. Se fue la bola.
Corredor tercera, Wolf. Línea por el callejón derecho. Allá va Milic buscándola. No la puede coger. Viene anotando una. Viene anotando Jimmy Rollins. Victorino para tercera.
We got names for each one of them, like Howard, we're calling him Monstro. You know, Bill called Jimmy Rollins Piernas Locas, which is Crazy Legs Rollins. And, you know, we Chase Utley, El Seguro, which is Short Hands Utley. And, you know, those guys, we get to see them just as human beings, as part of the team. And we try to let the fans know that how good they are, too.
Batea profundo por el callejón derecho. La pelota está. No regresa. Profundo por el bosque central. Ahí está el bullpen esperándola. Sobre el bullpen de los Ciegos. Olvídalo. Está. No regresa. Cuadrangular número 3 de la tarde para el monstruo Howard.
For a Major League Baseball player, leisure time during the season is a precious commodity. For Phillies reliever Jeff Geary, chances are few and far between to enjoy his other passion in life, riding the crest of a free-flowing wave. During last year's trip to his hometown of San Diego, Jeff wandered out to the beach along with team video coordinator Kevin Camasholi and two young friends in an effort to stoke that passion.
Surfing is something that I picked up as a kid. It looked so graceful. It looked easy, but it's really not as easy as you'd think. And I've been doing it since then. I've progressed from a short board. You know, riding a long board, it seems like you're more one with the ocean. It's kind of funny that I say one, but when you're out there in the water, there's so many things going on in between the waves that you have time to think. You think about your life, think about your future, think what you've done in your past. Enjoy the moment for what it's worth, and just have fun out there. I mean, it's something that I hope that everyone out there in this world tries. If not, try again.
Okay, kids look like they're having a little problem, so I need to go out and help out.
You have the sounds of the birds, you have the sounds of the water crashing, which is a very peaceful sound. There's so many things that go on around you that you have time just to really relax and think about your life. No matter how my career ends, I will be a surfer my whole entire life. It's something that I will always do. Whether it's on the East Coast or the West Coast, whether it's in a different country, it's something that I'm going to enjoy because it's what keeps me at bay. It keeps me mellow, keeps me enjoying the fact that I'm alive and that I can wake up every day.
When you think of Philadelphia, you've got to think of passionate sports fans. Rocky Balboa, definitely cheesesteaks. Well, you can also add murals to that list. Philly has more than 2,600 murals across the city. And this week, one of the best yet, especially if you're a baseball fan, was dedicated in West Philadelphia.
Well, today is my 80th, and I'm not tired at all. You're looking good.
No, the birthday boy, Stanley Doc Glenn, is not tired. He, along with Harold Gould and Malin Duckett, are three of the last living members of the Philadelphia Stars, Philadelphia's Negro League team. On Tuesday, the city's Mural Arts program dedicated its latest mural to the Stars.
We like to feel like we are not forgotten. I know they feel just as I feel, that that we're back in the day we had our day, but it's over, but we still have a little bit to contribute.
The best way of ensuring that a legacy lives on is by passing down the wisdom of years gone by. For Doc Glenn, that means sharing memories with a pair of Phillies youngsters, Chris Roberson and Michael Bourne.
How'd you manage such a long career?
I thought it would be nice to have.
You know,
it's a bigger.
I was someplace last week, and I told the guys that I was going to be 80 today, and they said, "Where's your cane?" What's wrong with you? Where's my cane? I don't need a cane.
You know, they paved the way for us. You know, you don't realize it when you're growing up, and you know, we have the opportunity that they didn't have. You know, they didn't have the opportunity to play in major league ballparks and come up through the rankings easily. The opportunity just wasn't presented for them. You know, Jackie Robinson got the opportunity, but a lot of people that's not recognized, you know, that just like Negro League players like that you just don't know about. And, you know, I'm just thankful that we got this opportunity, and it means a lot. You know, this mural beard is amazing. You know, the man that we met the man that painted it, and it brings out what it means, you know, for me to be able to play this game. And I just told him thank you, and try to make the best of it.
The first thing you do is stay within yourself. Be the man that your parents taught you to be.
Specializes in museum display.
That's why I like Howard so much. He's such a nice guy, and I like nice people. We don't have enough.
A picture-perfect day got even better when some youngsters gave their birthday hero a birthday tribute.
Thank you.
This extraordinary mural was painted by Philadelphia artist David McShane, who is not only great with a paintbrush, but as it turns out, is also a great baseball fan.
I love the sport. You know, been watching it since I was a little kid. Remember listening especially to Richie Ashburn and Harry Callis. And actually we listened a lot at my house on the radio. And I still do whenever especially if there's a day game, I'm always listening on my headphones while I'm painting.
It's very inspirational. I know it pushes me a lot more, you know, to play ball hard. And, Mama! Man, they opened up so many doors. What more can I say?
Well put, Chris Roberson. As for the Philadelphia Star we didn't hear from in that story, I asked Malin Duckett which Philly today could have played in his day. He said quite a few, actually. Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, and Ryan Howard. Shane Victorino, to add another name, would have fit right in. We're glad we got a chance to catch up with some legendary players who, by the way, are even better people.
One thing I love about playing in Philly, there are all these crazy fan groups. Check out some of this year's crowd.
39 of them to lead the major leagues. Well hit is on number 5-0. It is out of here. 50th home run of the year. There's a big guy. There's number 5-0. Could this be another one? Could this be? It is way out of here. Well, the youngster brought a 50 jersey. I don't think he brought a 51 jersey.
Yeah, he's got it.
Does he? Oh, yeah.
I wonder how many T-shirts he's got there.
Oh, my. Did he get enough? He sure did. That's 3 for Ryan Howard. Number 52. Change the number out in right field. June 30th, 1994. On that day, Mike Lieberthal made his major league debut for the Phillies. You know, you can impress your friends with the answer to this trivia question. The starting pitcher that day for the Phillies? Remember Bobby Munoz? That's right. Since then, Lieberthal has made all-star teams, hit 300 twice, and gone through several knee surgeries. This weekend, he added another feat to his resume, passing Red Duan for the most games caught in team history. Before we hear from Lieberthal on his new record, let's take a look back at some memorable Lieby moments in Phillies pinstripes.
This is where I started my career in Philadelphia, and with the Phillies, and this is pretty much where I want to end my career.
Extra coming on. The runner's going to tag and try to score. Out at home plate. Great block of the plate by Lieberthal.
Look out, look out, look out, look out. Oh, out of here. 3-run home run, Mike Lieberthal.
To right center field, and this ball is out of here. Third home run of the game for Mike Lieberthal. What a homecoming for Lieby as the Phillies. Lieberthal, the throw by Jones. He is safe at home plate.
He rips it to deep left field. Back she goes. Home run. Mike Lieberthal, a leadoff home run. His 20th of the year. 2-0.
Man, Lee, could you imagine playing this new ballpark?
Yeah, there I am giving you a signal.
Yep, and there I am shaking you off again.
To all those people out there, I'm an all-star.
Oh, what a catch. Unbelievable play by Mike Lieberthal. Lieberthal, another tracer. Got him. Whoa, is he something? Man, what a throw he just made there to Mark. Uh-oh. He throws it behind. Here we go. Look out. Now, this is a big guy. Oh, Lieberthal with a great tackle. Oh, and then Silva hit him.
This is where I want to play the rest of my career. Scott Rowland wasn't happy. If I wasn't happy here, then I wouldn't have signed this contract.
Mike, congratulations on breaking the record last night. It's a record that may not be broken for a long time.
Yeah, thanks. At least for 10 years. I mean, I guess you got to catch every day for 10 years to kind of get to that number. So, you know, I'm very fortunate. It's gone by very quickly, though. I mean, you know, I've played 12 years here, and it seems like I've only been here for 6. And like in baseball, like anyone that's retired in baseball, they always say it goes by quick, and it has. And I've caught a lot of games, and my body feels it, but at the same time, I guess now I could kind of, you know, see it as being a pretty big accomplishment to, you know, just to be back there for that many major league games.
Did his hair look like this when he started this series? The fro was out to here.
But my skin tone has maintained.
See this right through here? So it's only about 330 to center, and it's about 420 in the gaps.
That's genetics, though. Does it mean something extra to you to be the most tenured athlete in Philadelphia professional sports right now, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that over the last couple years, and you know, there's always going to be someone down the line that'll break it, and depending on how long Iverson stays here, he'll probably break that. But it's just, you know, it's like second home. I mean, I have California and I have Philadelphia, and really I've spent half my life here in Philadelphia. And you know, I've enjoyed just the way the Phillies have treated me over the years. They've been great, and I've worked hard, and the fans here have always been great. And obviously, you have your ups and downs when you're not going well, but for the most part, they've always been behind me. And it's been a great experience, and hopefully, I can just keep my career going.
This summer, more than 2,000 kids had the unique opportunity to receive baseball tips from players like Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, and Jimmy Rollins. It was all part of the annual Phillies Baseball Academy. Children between the ages of 7 and 14 had the chance to feel like real major leaguers. School is in session, so right now let's check out the Phillies Baseball Academy.
The Baseball Academy is a partnership we have with ESF Camps. They do our Baseball Academy, and we've had the privilege to work with them for the past 10 years. This is actually our 10th anniversary with them. And it's a great program. We have kids all over the Delaware Valley area and southern New Jersey, and we affect about 2,300 kids. They have a week-long camp, and they have a lot of college coaches, high school coaches, and teachers as their counselors throughout the whole week. And one of the best parts of their camp here is to come to Citizens Bank Park and get a behind-the-scenes tour of our facilities. It's an opportunity for them to get to see some of the things they might not see during a game day. A lot of people don't get to see the Hall of Fame Club. A lot of people don't get to walk around, get on the field. They get to play on the field and have a soft toss on the field. They also get to go to the clubhouse and get to see what the clubhouse looks like. So some of the favorite players, such as Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, they get to see what their locker looks like and get to see what it looks like underneath in places that a lot of people don't get to see. A lot of these kids, they're the biggest Phillies fans, and to top off their tour here at the ballpark, they get to talk to one of our players.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for having me. You guys don't know who I am. Ryan Howard, I'm from St. Louis. I started where you guys started. You guys are in the right place, learning from the right people, so. You guys got any questions? Anything you want to know? My most favorite part about being on the Phillies is being in the major leagues. Just being able to play every day and have a dream come true. Maybe one day you'll be sitting here answering the questions. Same thing. How am I preparing for the Home Run Derby? Trying not to think about it. How's it feel when I hit a home run? Good, because then I can just jog around the bases and I don't have to sprint or anything like that. The crowd goes crazy. That's like playing in front of your mom and dad, and you get that big hit, and probably more so your mom, or mom's probably going crazy in the stands, and you got to tell her to calm down and stuff like that. But, you know, it feels good. The fans just erupt, and you have a lot of fun with it. What was my backup plan? Good question. I went to college, and I studied in communications and mass media, so I was going to try to become like a broadcaster or something in radio or television. I get nervous before every game, so I don't know whoever else. Does anybody else out here get nervous when they're playing? Well, guess what? So do I. So we all have something in common.
All right, guys, how about a big hand for Ryan? This weekend is a homecoming for California native Chase Utley. Utley went to Long Beach Polytech before an outstanding career in college at UCLA. Since his road to the majors began in California, we asked Chase to show us around his old neighborhood during the off-season. Here's a very special Sunday Drive as Chase Utley is behind the wheel, joined by fellow Californian and teammate Mike Lieberthal. Today's Sunday Drive has a special feel to it. As the team is in Los Angeles, we drove around with LA native Chase Utley to a destination very special to his baseball career. But first, a look at the man who is fast becoming one of baseball's most dangerous hitters.
Well hit. This game's tied. Watch that one way out of here. Upper deck home run. Chase Utley.
Type of guy who's fiery and he just wants to go up there and get a hit every time.
It's fun watching that guy hit. I mean, just watching him play, period.
I mean, he goes after it. He watches a lot of video and he works hard in the cage with me every day. I mean, he'll hit all day.
He could hit. I mean, that's, you know, you wish you could bottle that swing and give it to the rest of the team because it's amazing.
We got home run hitting Chase Utley. He's sweet though. But you leave it out in front of the plate though, you like, and he get his run on, and he kind of.
Line drive, you said it, he did it, out of here.
Well, that came out of a cannon. That ball was out of the park before Utley could get out of the box.
Well, I wasn't always good at baseball. Growing up, I didn't really grow and get bigger and stronger until later in high school. I was a little guy growing up, and I remember going to the batting cages probably every day, and my parents would give me $20, and then they give me $20, and then they give me $20 to go to the batting cage, and finally they realized, what's this kid doing? But so far it's paid off. We're off to the Lakewood batting cages, the batting cages that I grew up going to from the ages 7 or 8 till about 14, 15. I was there every day. To the point where they offered me a job. I was there so long. But I think that's what helped me out become a pretty good hitter. So right now we're at the batting cages that I came to every single day. I liked 80. 80 was my favorite, yeah.
How old were you when you started in 80? 5?
10, probably 10.
And 80.
I mean, I was in 70, stuck in 70 for a while because 80 was giving me trouble.
Right.
$20, like that. Sometimes more, but $20. I felt bad after a while because I was always. I mean, it wasn't every day. It was 4 or 5 times a week.
So how far away do you live from here?
5 miles. I used to ride my bike here a lot. I used to play games with myself. I used to try to hit the ball right back through the little hole and break the machine.
Right.
And I mean,
Did you ever do it?
Oh yeah.
You broke the machine?
Several times. So that was line drive, that's homer. Off the pole was a few points. You know, I just played games with myself. I had no friends, so I just played games with myself.
So did your dad help you out? Like, was he like here, like giving you like tips?
No, he gave me money. He gave me the $20.
That's the best tip there is.
Well, I mean, he was working. You know,
right.
Come here, go home, do homework. Sounds kind of boring, but I enjoyed it.
What's up, big man?
How you doing?
I wonder what celebrity was raised by Trevisan today.
How's it going? Good to see you.
Good. How you been?
We got to get you a new shirt here.
I'm waiting.
So is that weird for you seeing guys like him, like when they were kids?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a good feeling knowing that your product's paying off. You know.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
See, what the bad thing is though, now they're making more than me.
Good evening, everybody. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to our full season ticket holder appreciation night. We're so glad that all of you came. Hope you're having a good time so far. Had a chance maybe to run the bases, see the clubhouse, go in the dugouts, all the places that everybody else would love to get a chance to see. We're so glad that we could afford you that opportunity. We realize that many of you Phillies fans get your information from your newspaper or from your television or radio broadcasters, and that's great. But the reason you're here tonight, the reason we're here tonight, is to make sure you can get it right from the mouth of these gentlemen. We want you to have a chance tonight to ask what's on your mind about the ball club. The Phillies are playing some exciting baseball, and again, wild card is in sight. We need the support of all you fans here as we reach down the stretch. Only one homestand left. And we certainly do appreciate your loyalty to the Philadelphia Phillies.
We appreciate, everyone coming tonight. We appreciate your support, your patronage. It's your money that helps, run the ball club, and we are trying as much as possible to spend it in a wise manner.
we're all armchair GMs here. We all think Gilly should do this, Gilly should do that. Is there a wish list in the off season of who the Phillies may target as free agents? I know you can't name specific players, but maybe specific positions or.
Well, yeah, absolutely, and I think that certainly we got good defensive play out of our third baseman this year, David Bell and Nunez, but it's third base is a position where you've got to produce more offense, and that's one area we're going to be looking at is third base. Mike Lieberthal will probably be leaving after the season, so we're looking at catchers. And the other area naturally is pitching, if we could improve our pitching staff. So really it's pitching, catching, and third base, are the three areas that we're sort of highlighting at the moment.
What are your long-term plans that you can actually tell us here about Pat Burrell?
We all know that Pat Burrell is going through a very difficult time right now, very difficult. He loves the Phillies. He wants to be here in Philadelphia. He wants to perform. He wants to earn his salary. He's a good guy. He's a wonderful teammate. But right now he's just not performing. So, we're trying to, figure out exactly what's wrong. And, hopefully something's gonna pop, because I don't think that, he's got 24 home runs, and I don't think that's an illusion. So we've just got to try to find some way to get him back to where he was.
We started payroll at about $93 million this year. I think 4th or 5th in the majors. It's pretty impressive. We're not used to being that high. Can we expect, with the subtractions of Abreu and Lytle, that payroll will at least be that high going into next season?
I can say that the payroll is going to be somewhere around $90 million. I would say that would be fair assessment. I think that the support we have here with our fan base, I think we have sufficient funds here to field a very competitive in a championship team. We just have to spend that money in a what I think is a wise manner, and have to spend it after a lot of thought.
I was wondering if the friendly confines of Citizen Bank Park deter your ability to get free agent pitching.
Somebody else asked me that question and hasn't hurt us at all, I don't think. In the conversations that we had last winter, it never came up. Pitching's the name of the game, and we've got to add to our pitching staff, definitely, and we've got to improve it. So we're going to be out there looking for additional pitchers. The one way, as we know, the Marlins are staying in the race is through their young pitching. We're going to be looking at every area to improve the club, but certainly going to look at pitching.
What steps have you taken to improve the scouting, development, and our minor league system?
We were 30th within baseball last year in the minor leagues. We rose 25 spots, and we were 5th this year.
To be quite frank, the Phillies needed to do some improvement in that area. And I think it has come about in rapid form, Mike. And you talk about the turnaround in the minor league system, because those minor leaguers of today are the guys who may be here next year or the season after.
Yeah, no question. And I think if you look at the nucleus of our club here now, you're seeing a lot of players who came through our system. We signed them, developed them. Utley, Howard, Myers. You can go through about 12, 13 of our players came through the system. So we really believe that is the way you build for the long term. We've got some kids at all levels. We've got some pretty good arms now. The 3 of the 6 clubs ended up leading their leagues in ERA this year. But there are some kids coming that are going to be fun to watch, that I think are going to plug in and not only be here, but are going to help us compete and be successful here.
Against the possibility that diplomatic relations will someday be established with Cuba, are the Phillies able at any level to maintain any kind of scouting of the Cuban baseball players playing in Cuba today?
Good question for Mike Arbuckle.
Yeah, actually, we know all of the better players. We cannot send somebody from the United States into Cuba to see them play, But we have scouts in the Dominican, Venezuela, Panama, those areas who can travel to Cuba. So we have a regular ongoing dossier of Cuban players, and we know who the better guys are.
Could you inform us where Ryan Howard's contract stands, and are there plans on signing him for long term?
We're going to keep him a Philly. Ryan is under control of the Phillies for the next 5 years. So at this time, we're concentrating on the season, try to get the season behind us, and then we'll take contracts into consideration. The improvement that he's shown as far as his plate discipline, not swinging as many bad pitches, very even-tempered kid, a wonderful kid, and I can't tell you, but if he keeps swinging the way he is, the sky's the limit.
You could have gone to any number of teams. Why did you come to Philadelphia?
There's a good group of players here. There has been some talk, I think, about the Phillies farm system, but you look out there at Ryan Howard and Chase Utley and Jimmy Rollins. I mean, those are guys that all came out of the farm system. Cole Hamels, who's going to be, I think, a heck of a pitcher. He came out of the farm system. They had some good talent, and so consequently, I think they got a good nucleus here. We've got to trying to make a few adjustments, and I think if we get that done, I think we're gonna have a good ball club. And what can you say? Somebody was talking about the ballpark. I mean, I think it's a great facility. Where could you think of a more beautiful place to be at this time of the year? It's a great park, I think.
For Pat Gillick, thank you very much. Thank you for your loyalty. We appreciate the fact that you're staying with us, and I hope you enjoy your rest of your night here at beautiful Citizens Bank Park. Thank you very much, everybody.